lindol na may magnitude na 6.1 ang nagpayanig sa ilang bahagi ng Mindanao.
Did you know that earthquakes remain a prevailing issue in our country? As multiple occurrences keep appearing, particularly in the Mindanao region and across the Philippines. Just recently, we've witnessed how these natural disasters can shake our communities, damage infrastructures, and threaten lives. The Philippines sits along the Pacific Ring of Fire, making us one of the most earthquake-prone nations in the world. Our buildings and infrastructure face constant risk from active fault systems like the Marikina Valley Fault. Traditional concrete structures often crack and collapse under seismic stress, resulting in loss of lives and billions in damages. Now the question is, how can we improve the quality of established buildings in the Philippines and make them earthquake resistant?
Yearly, the Philippines experiences hundreds of earthquakes.
Labas! Oy!
Some too weak to feel, others powerful enough to devastate entire cities. Behind every collapsed wall and fractured bridge lies a question of preparedness. How can our structures stand firm when the ground beneath them does not? Our nation lies directly along the Pacific Ring of Fire, where fault systems like the Marikina Valley Fault constantly threaten lives and livelihoods. While traditional concrete buildings offer a strength, they often lack flexibility, crumbling under seismic tension instead of adapting to it. This is where the concept of combination reactions comes in, a chemical process where two or more substances unite to forge something stronger and more stable. Just as seismic isolation fuses technology and materials to protect a structure, synthesis reactions combine elements to create compounds with new, enhanced properties.
A base isolator is made from layers of high-strength rubber and steel plates. Each unit contains alternating layers of rubber and steel, designed to move slightly during a quake. These components are flexible enough to allow horizontal movement, but strong enough to support the weight of the building. During a powerful earthquake
hit the west coast of Japan, with the most powerful reaching a magnitude of 7.6. But despite that, fewer than 100 people have been confirmed killed.
Japan is one of the world's most earthquake-prone nations, and they had mastered this technology. After the devastating 1995 Kobe earthquake, their engineers refined the isolation system to protect vital infrastructure. In a way, it's a story of unity, a principle shared not just in engineering but in chemistry as well. Japan's lessons from past earthquakes reveals that resilience begins at the level of materials themselves. The rubber in seismic isolators gains its flexibility and durability from chemical cross-linking. The steel plates bonded to it rely on alloy chemistry that controls strength and fatigue resistance. And the lead cores in some bearings dissipate energy because of its unique chemical and physical properties. When these engineered materials are layered, bonded, and shaped into seismic isolators, it is chemistry quietly enabling engineering. These experiences prove one thing: preparation saves life. And now that Philippines stands at the same crossroads that Japan once faced, poised between vulnerability and resilience.
Inaprobahan ng World Bank ang $1.25 billion gagamitin para ayusin at gawin pang mas matibay laban sa mga kalamidad ng mga eskwelahan sa iba't ibang rehiyon sa bansa.
Our government has begun taking steps through the Seismic Risk Reduction and Resilience Project funded by the World Bank. Over 425 critical facilities, including schools and hospitals, are set for retrofitting, protecting nearly 300,000 Filipinos from potential earthquake devastation. But strengthening our foundation doesn't end there. While seismic isolation keeps buildings from shaking apart, another breakthrough, born from chemistry, it aims to make concrete itself unbreakable.
This is engineered cementitious composites, which is often called as bendable concrete. Unlike traditional concrete that cracks under stress, this type of structure is different. It flexes. Its strength lies on a chemical combination synthesis, which includes mixing cement with fly ash, silica fume, and even polymer fibers. This molecular blend creates a self-healing material which is also capable of forming thousands of tiny microcracks instead of one large fracture. Researchers from the University of the Philippines have developed an ECC using locally sourced materials which are compatible with our environment and economy. This superior durability or ductility reduces reinforcement needs by up to 24%, that lowers into 12%, and increases overall durability in humid seismic conditions. Let's imagine our schools, buildings, and even hospitals were built by cement that bends but doesn't break, which means that this combination with seismic isolation wherein this duo forms a powerful shield absorbing shock wherein this limiting the cracks and even extending the lifespan of our structures. Of course, innovations comes with challenges. Retrofitting existing buildings requires technical expertise and even a high costing money rather than traditional methods. But as Japan history demonstrates, this investment return tenfold in saving lives and even a long-lasting resilience building and structures.
The future of earthquake-resistant design in the Philippines depends on collaboration between the chemists who perfect the ECC synthesis, the engineers who adopt the isolation technology, and also the policymakers who make resilience a national priority.
Every building we reinforce is more than a structure. It's a promise that when the ground shakes again, our nation will stand tall, flexible, and strong.
Now, through those stories, we have come to the realization that in a country where earthquakes are a part of life, innovation is not just a choice, it is a necessity. Seismic isolation and bendable concrete or engineered cementitious composites remind us that resilience begins with science. Through chemistry, we've learned to design materials that bend instead of break, absorb instead of collapse, and heal instead of deteriorate. The lessons from Japan and the breakthroughs in chemical synthesis shows us that the future of earthquake resistance construction is within reach. What we need now is action, investment, training, and collaboration among engineers, chemists, and most importantly, policymakers. Because every structure we strengthen is a life we protect, a future we secure. So through the power of chemistry and human ingenuity, we can build a Philippines that bends but never breaks.